Hi everyone, welcome to round 5 of the Help Challenge 2023. My name is Ernest. I'll be chairing this round, he or they pronouns. So before I start, just a few house rules. Number 1, if you're not speaking, please mute your mics so you don't disturb the current speaker. Number 2, for POIs, please indicate how you would like to receive them before you start your speeches. And I'll also remind all debaters to respect the POI preference of each debater. And finally, or rather, thirdly, speeches are 7 minutes long. I'll time everyone and I'll be trying my best to put timestamps in chat, but I highly recommend you to also time yourselves just so you know where you are. I will not be taking notes after 7:15. And finally, this is a silent round, so I will not be giving OA after the conclusion of this round. And I won't be giving feedback until break announcements are done. So if you have any questions with regards to decision, feedback, and stuff like that, feel free to just text me on Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, wherever. I'm happy to answer all questions. With that said, wishing both teams the very best of luck. On the motion, this House supports the inclusion of feminist narratives in advertisements of fashion and beauty products, inviting the Prime Minister to begin this debate. Here, here.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, nice. So before I start, I prefer my POI to be given verbally. Okay, so I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I am the first speaker of the government team, and I'll be giving you guys why we are supporting our stances. Today, we gather here to discuss a very important and timely topic that resonates with the core of our society: the inclusion of feminist narrative in advertisement of fashion and beauty products. So, before delving into the heart of the matter, let us paint a vivid sketch of the background and the status quo of this world. In recent years, there has been a remarkable shift in societal values and expectations, with gender equality emerging as a very prominent issue in worldwide. We find ourselves in an era where women's voices are being heard and their rightful place in shaping our shared future is recognized. However, despite this progress, the realm of the fashion and beauty advertisements continue to be a stronghold of traditional gender norms and unrealistic beauty standards. In the current status quo, advertising has a profound influence on our culture and identity. It shapes our aspirations, desires, and even how we perceive ourselves. Fashion and beauty advertisements are omnipresent, bombarding us on billboards, magazines, television, and social media. Yet, despite the increasing diversity in society, these ads often depict women through a narrow lens, perpetuating outdated stereotypes and objectifying them as more a mere object of desire. So in the status quo, people actually continue to suffer under the weight of toxic beauty standards perpetuated by advertisement. This unrealistic and unattainable beauty idea place immense pressure on individuals, particularly women, to conform to narrow definition of attractiveness. This unrelenting pursuit of an idealized appearance leads to widespread body dissatisfaction. So, however, when we incorporate feminist narrative and advertisement can also be a very powerful step towards tackling and ultimately seizing this problem by challenging traditional beauty norms and showcasing diverse representation of beauties. This narrative helps break down the harmful stereotypes and unrealistic standards perpetuated by the status quo. So this debate, we seek to improve our status quo as we envision a world where advertisement become a catalyst for change, empowerment, and social progress. We propose that by incorporating feminist narratives in these advertisements, we can foster a more inclusive, diverse, and equal society. So here, I would like to urge you guys to imagine a world where fashion and beauty advertisement depict women as not a passive object, but as an agent of change, leaders, and role models. A world where women of all shapes, sizes, colors, and backgrounds are celebrated for their uniqueness and strength. A world where men are portrayed as a partner in the journey towards gender equality, challenging traditional notion of masculinity and supporting women's empowerment. So in our world, advertisement become a medium to change harmful beauty standards, embracing authenticity and diversity. We see advertisement that focus on highlighting the achievement of and intellect of women rather than reducing them to their appearance alone. So now I'll be giving two compelling arguments to support our stances. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most pressing concerns in the modern society is perpetuation of harmful beauty standards through advertisement. For decades, the fashion beauty industry have imposed unrealistic and unattainable ideas of physical perfection upon women. These toxic standards has detrimental effects, leading to body dissatisfaction, low self-esteem, and even mental health issues among both women and men. So let us reflect upon advertisement of the past, where women are only average to perfection, portraying an unattainable version of beauty. But now, recent advertisement has started challenging these harmful beauty standards by celebrating diversity and authenticity. But what we need is to advocate more of the inclusion of feminist narrative in advertisement. In this case, we can further amplify this transformation. Feminist narrative empower women to embrace their uniqueness, breaking free from the shackles of the societal expectation. This narrative create a space where individuals can identify the diverse range of representation and they feel value for who they are rather than how they conform to rigid beauty norms. So next, I would like to give my second argument, which is the educational value that empower through our core ideas. Beyond fostering an inclusive society, we must recognize the educational value of advertisement. Advertising is a very powerful medium that can shape attitudes, belief, and behavior. While feminist narratives are strategically woven in fashions and beauty advertisement, they have the potential to inspire social change and challenge those traditional gender roles and educate the public on the importance of gender equality. So our core idea is to utilize advertisement as a vehicle for education and empowerment. By incorporating feminist narrative, we can raise awareness about gender issues, dismantle harmful stereotypes, and also promote very positive ideology. Furthermore, this advertisement can encourage consumers to critically evaluate and challenge the societal norms. When we witness advertisement that supports feminist value, it prompts us to question our own biases and assumptions. These reflect process foster to a more progressive and empathetic society, promote a very greater understanding and support for gender inequalities, support for gender equality initiatives. So therefore, if we can prove that our site can utilize advertisement of fashion and beauty products to make our society more progressive and inclusive, my team will win the debates. So in conclusion, advocating for the inclusion of feminist narrative in advertisement of the fashions and beauty products is not more just about marketing or profit. It is about making a tangible difference in our society. By fostering an inclusive environment and promoting educational content, we can dismantle harmful beauty standards of the past, creating a brighter and more equitable future for all women and men. Therefore, I'm proud to propose. Thank you.
I thank the Prime Minister for that fine speech and invite the Leader of the Opposition to start the opposition case. Here.
Am I audible?
Yep, you are.
My pronouns are Shika, and I would like my POIs verbally. So, a little bit of definition. What is feminism? The fighting of equal rights for everyone, mostly centered around female rights and equality. A bit of counterfactual. We support other feminist representation by other means, such as pushing for equal rights in certain states, supporting women-owned businesses, and supporting women's autonomy. We just don't prefer this feminist narrative in advertisement of fashion and beauty products. Our stance is to oppose the inclusion of feminist narratives in advertisements of fashion and beauty. Okay, so rebuttals. Government did say that this can help women embrace their authenticity and identity by portraying every shape, size, and cultural relations. Although we think that it's technically mutually exclusive, we can do that too. We are just not promoting feminist narratives in the makeup brands. Yeah, and the remarkable the gender equality, we can say like the non-binary people, there are gender equality in status quo now already. It's a bit blurry also, the fact that LO is a bit of defending us, and they failed to mechanize how they want to find ways to represent the woman in social media or through the makeup and cosmetic products. My first argument is that advertising cosmetics as something feminist can make women feel like they need cosmetics to be a strong and fierce woman. Like the example has already given, I'm worth it, but beauty has no limits, but it can make women feel like they need cosmetics to be a strong and fierce woman. Why will it happen? Because it appeals to modern beauty standards that you must have a like perfect face, beautiful body shape in order to be loved, in order to be considered beautiful. And although that might not be the government's intention, it's impossible to not make the woman feel that way about themselves. Part of the feminist movement is to actually take down beauty standards. If side government keeps pushing this narrative, it ultimately leads to harms far outweighing whatever silly benefits you might gain from that. The impacts are that it can impact women negatively. Their mental health might deteriorate due to the connotations it has with the unhealthy beauty standards set above.
Go on, please.
Rejected. And yes, government might say it doesn't impact their mental health and it gives women confidence. But the women who promote the makeup advertisements are usually perfect in everything naturally, leading to the woman being not confident in their body or their face. Because I could be pretty. Because they could think like, I could be pretty, but I can only be like this type of pretty if I was her. And that statement's obviously not true. My second argument is that feminism is more popularly appreciated nowadays, and a lot of people in the marketing industry might misuse that for other purposes and clout instead of actually trying to promote feminism. Why will it happen? Because makeup brands don't really care about the woman. They only care about the popularity, the money they gain, the profit and the fame they gain from promoting this feminism. They only support the feminist movements for their own gain, and they don't care about the core values within feminism and might not promote it properly or work properly to promote it. The impacts are that it will diminish the feminist movements, and the feminist movement will gain a bad reputation due to this exact narrative. So a little bit of preempt. Government might say, what if women feel like more confident with makeup and less confident like naturally? But we say that the reason that women don't even feel confident without makeup in the first place is because of the fact that these companies keep pushing beauty standards, which is something we as side opposition do not approve of. With that, I rest my case. Thank you.
I thank the Leader of Opposition for that speech and invite the Deputy Prime Minister to continue government's case. Hear, hear.
Right, wait a minute, setting up the timer. Oh, no. All right. So starting my speech in 3, 2, 1, go. Ladies and gentlemen, today we believe that the opposition has a total misconception about the statement that we are bringing out through our advertisement today. Today we're not talking about like, oh, I want to be like Angelina Jolie, I want to be like Jennie from Blackpink. No, we're not talking about that in our advertisement. Today, the advertisement has already. It's like I love my curves, like I love my curves. I'm worth it and like that. So we're not actually pushing beauty standards. And if anyone is pushing, it is the opposition today, right? And also the opposition today, they talk to us about how there are like other ways to support this feminism too. But we believe that in our case, we can also support it. There is no justification from the opposition as to why this is something that is inherently mutually exclusive. And that we say we promote battle by incorporating these feminist narrations into everyday say advertisements. So we do it better, right? And also the opposition talk about like how women feel that they need cosmetics to like be a strong and fierce woman, but there's no justification as to why this is something that's inherently bad. And even if women will feel that they need cosmetics, we make them feel as a strong and fierce woman. So that is our goal, right? So today we want the opposition to know that makeup isn't something that is so bad, and it is actually like a form of self-expression. Why is that so? Because we say that makeup is there's things like gothic makeup, there's like gender neutral makeup, there's edgy and bold makeup. So today this is something that actually embraces creativity and self-expression, and we do not understand why the opposition today, they are so demonizing this makeup thing today. All right, and moving on to my points. The first thing, right, beauty standards. So the sixth quote today is that women who embrace femininity actually like face these barriers in accessing these leadership positions in the workplace, right? So we say that in the status quo today, the society actually pushes a narrative that that assertiveness and leadership qualities are inherently masculine, and this actually affects this like progression, and this women's abilities are actually being stereotyped today. So we say that in our case, when a beauty product comes out and advocate feminism through this advertisement, everyday advertisements, this actually creates an image where beauty products are actually linked to empowerment. So in this case, we believe that this constant actually acts as a reminder today. So especially when a slogan is created, like what I love my curves, like all of that, we believe that this actually embeds it into the minds of people, and it actually sways the society into believing that beauty product is actually linked to feminism. So we believe that the status quo today, we have a higher chance of like changing and breaking down the status quo and the toxic beauty standards and this unfairness that the women are facing in the workplace. So we believe that we have higher chance of breaking that down. And we always say that fashion and beauty products are not just making someone looking prettier, right? This because the opposition keeps accusing us about that. So we say that like there's gothic makeup, gender neutral makeup, edgy and bold makeup. So this is actually something that embraces creativity and self-expression. So we believe that in this case, makeup is not just like the traditional makeup. It's something that encourages people to challenge the norms and also celebrate this individuality. So in this case, we think that we're actually able to like align the feminist narrative and this like we're actually able to align this feminist narrative and this fashion and beauty products. So their views are aligned together. And this leads us to my second point. Right. So here's something. So we talk about public support because as a fashion and beauty product, naturally you will want public support today, right? So we say that we actually try to push the narrative that fashion and beauty products doesn't actually limit a woman's opportunities of success, like what I've said before, right? So we believe that ads like this actually like promote makeup as a very unique way to represent a person's identity. So we believe that in this case, by like encouraging people to constantly challenging these stereotypes and redefining beauty beyond this superficial appearance, our makeup brand is actually going to align with the views of women that actually want equality and also want to break these gender stereotypes, right? So in this case, we believe that these people who want to break this vicious cycle of like stereotyping and all of that will naturally support the brand for their stance. So we believe that today we're actually bringing in another stakeholder, which is the fashion and beauty brand, which the opposition didn't even talk about, right? Right. So we say that brands that emphasizes women autonomy and freedom to make choices about their bodies are actually seen as promoting these feminist views. So in this case, we're actually able to like achieve a very positive cycle of this proposing progressive ideas, and also people who try to support the brand today. And also we say that today, and then also we would like to emphasize again is that we say fashion and beauty products today, it is like directed towards the female population, and even if it is directed, even if like males want to use it, it still suits and empower them as a very marginalized community, because we see that now in the status quo today, men that actually use these beauty products are seen as like maybe people see them as gay or something like that. So they're actually being discriminated nowadays. So we believe that today, when we try to push the narrative that these fashion and beauty products are actually something that embrace creativity and self-expression, we're trying to like lessen the discrimination towards this marginalized community. So in this case, we take care of more stakeholders today. And lastly, we would like to say that the opposition still haven't answered our burden of proof. That is, we want we want them to prove that how they will utilize this advertisement as a vehicle of empowerment. And that's all for my speech. I'm so proud to propose the motion today. Thank you.
I thank the Deputy Prime Minister for that speech and invite the Deputy Leader of Opposition to continue opposition's case. Hear, hear.
Okay, wait. One. Starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. First of all, there are a lot of things I want to rebut. Number one is that yes, you say that women of all shapes and sizes, skin colors, and backgrounds are beautiful. But if you really believe that, you would also have to support that they should be able to feel like a strong and fierce woman without makeup. That is, the point of feminism. You're supposed to feel good about yourself when you put on makeup. Yeah, that is a way of like expressing yourself, because we do agree that goth makeup exists and like all those other makeup, and we believe that makeup should be used as like a creative medium. But the thing is, that's not how the majority of women nowadays use makeup. They like, okay, when a woman wears makeup, like where are they going? They're of course going out of the house, they're going to work. Women are wearing makeup to go out to work. This means that they feel it is a necessity to look beautiful for all the bosses at work and all those other things. Yeah, next. And you are promoting the norm that, because you say, oh, we want to break gender norms. Yeah, if you want to break gender norms, you should be promoting like makeup to everyone instead of just being like a feminist woman thing, And you also said something about public support. I don't know how you feel to like mechanicize that. And like, wait, lost my train. Okay. Yeah, so like if you want to break gender norms, then you should promote that to anyone. And I would like to say that if you were like a company, right? A company wants to make money. And if a company really wants to make money, why would they just limit them? Why should they limit themselves to just promoting makeup to women? Because as a company, you want to make makeup, you want to make
POI,
money.
please.
So why should you limit yourself to like just promoting to women when you can promote makeup for everyone? Because obviously a company is not here
POI,
to
please.
promote feminism, feeling strong and beautiful. No, they're here to make money. And my argument is that advertising like fashion and beauty products that are like being promoted exclusively to women can make non-women feel like they aren't allowed to wear makeup. This argument is true because in the modern world, inclusivity is everything. And like, yes, we do know that women are the main demographic for makeup brands, but we say that everyone deserves to feel comfortable in their own skin. So marketing these products that are feminist and for women can make non-women feel like they don't deserve to feel beautiful. And the impacts are that non-women feel excluded in the fashion and cosmetic industry, and also it does not benefit in the company in any way, because they are in fact losing customers. Opposition cannot achieve this because they believe that makeup should be something exclusively feminist, when actually makeup, as they said,
POI,
is a
please.
creative medium that should not you say POI because rejected. That should not be just promoted to women. We should promote it to everyone. And yes, I know you mentioned men, but like, how are you going? You know, there are men with like fragile masculinity, right? You also want to be able to make them feel like makeup is something that is also masculine. So if you keep on pushing that, like let's say a man wants to wear makeup, but they have like a very fragile masculinity. So like keep on showing these advertisements that makeup is something feminist, they might feel that, oh, makeup is for girls, I can't wear makeup. And that's why like, the man feels uncomfortable and like because people have imperfection. We are all imperfect. No one in this world is perfect. And makeup is makeup is you're pushing someone to be like more beautiful. Obviously, it's not pushing them to be perfect, like perfect. But like men also want to feel beautiful sometimes. And if you keep on pushing that, oh, it's for feminism, then like the guy, like although they may support feminism, they may not like feel inclined to wear makeup and stuff like that. So yeah, mm, I would I would like to end my speech here.
I thank the DLO for that fine speech and invite the Gov Whip to wrap up the substantive portion of the Gov case. Here.
Hi, am I audible and visible?
Yes to both.
Okay, so before I move on, I prefer my POI verbally. And I'm starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the third speakers of the government team, and I'm here to talk. I'm here to make some rebuttals. So first of all, I feel like there's a lack of engagement coming out from the government, coming out from the opposition team, because I have not yet heard any point that actually prove the necessity of not having this feminist narrative in this advertisement of fashion and beauty products. So first of all, I have two issues from today's debate. First of all, is which side actually allows women to have self-validation and take cares about our women community. Second of all is how actually allow the fashion and beauty product to actually gain public support in today's case. So first of all, to talk about self-validation. Our side have stated to you how our side is actually trying, how our main goal of the day is actually trying to promote this self-validation within women community. So what I've heard from the opposition team, so first of all, they talk about how they argue, how they demonize makeup product and say like this makeup products and this advertisement will actually let the woman feel like they need makeup they need makeup to feel perfect, they need makeup to feel pretty. So first of all, we already argued to you how everything this beauty has no limits thing and this everyone is pretty, I'm worth it thing will not necessarily lead to women feeling like they need makeup. There's no any justification coming up from the opposition team that shows how this thing will actually let the women feel like they need makeup every day, every second in their work. And moving on, we also have skincare product existing in our case today. So you need to understand that fashion and beauty product actually included skincare product. And what is skincare product and what is the feminist narratives in advertisement of skincare product promoting today? Oh, you don't need makeup to actually feel perfect. You are perfect without makeup. All those things is being stated in this advertisement, and I have not yet see how the opposition team is going to engage with this case, because they are keep demonizing on makeup and keep demonizing on this advertisement by saying how women will need to will feel like they need makeup. So let's take a step back and put ourselves into the opposition unrealistic world. So even if today the women they actually feel like they need makeup, like just how the opposition argue, we believe that today we are also promoting self-validation, because when the women, even if the women actually feel like they need makeup, they actually need this makeup to have self-validation, to actually validate himself and get to make up for the women itself, the women herself, not to gain interest from others. So this is why we argue that even if in this case our side actually still promotes self-validation and it still stands in our case. So moving on to talk about how the opposition argue that we are actually limiting the beauty type, and like women will feel like they can only be a specific type of beauty. First of all, we are not today. The advertisement, the narratives is not saying you all need to be Angelina Jolie, you all need to be Jenny. This today we are actually promoting and advertising beauty has no limits, and like I'm worth it, all this kind of narratives. And so I do not see like how we are actually promoting a specific type of beauty. And moving on, they also talk about how we actually find these models that is naturally beautiful, naturally perfect in all ways. We argue that today, in our case today, we are actually building authentic connections. Look at the advertisement of fashion and beauty product today. They are actually trying to use all body types of people and all skin shades of people and models to actually promote their product, like my previous speaker has already stated. So today we are actually having this authentic connection with building this authentic connection and let our people to see the real photo of these models, which hence show that not all people is naturally beauty and not all people is naturally perfect, and that's the reason why we are actually promoting self-validation. So moving on, we also talk about how we actually use all types of body types and all types of skin shades models in our case today. So I do not see like the government argument on we are promoting specific type of beauty actually stands in the case today. Yes, your POI, please. 3, 2, 1.
Have you
So
ever
moving on.
seen
Yes,
Have
please.
you ever seen an average looking woman being advertised in like a makeup commercial? Because like when you said like women of all shapes and sizes, but usually these women like the body may not be like
Order,
slim
15
or
seconds
whatever, but like
pass.
Okay, so to answer their case, yes, I've seen women, average women or women in all states, all shades actually being advertised in this case today. Talking about this case, actually, there's a lot of things on TikTok. You can actually see people promoting all body types actually happening in this real world. So I urge the opposition team to actually look into the real world and look into the status quo and then ask me that question. So moving on, I would like to move on to how once again they are actually demonizing these makeup products. They have this statement stating how many women still wear makeup to go out, to go to work, to actually show to their bosses. So this is actually a generalized case in their statement today. So we do not see like how this thing is necessarily going to happen and how this thing is necessarily happening in today's case. So to prove to you, there's actually a lot of girls like just doing makeups to actually feel pretty themselves. Like me, I actually do makeup to feel pretty themselves. So today, I believe that I do urge the opposition team to not generalize their case and stating how all women do makeup just to show others. There's a lot of women actually promoting there's actually doing makeup to actually feel self-pretty, and hence this is why we are promoting this today. Okay, moving on to talk about the public support. So the opposition argue that how our side is actually losing customers in today's case because we are actually limiting our consumers. No, today we actually stated to you why we actually using this feminist narratives and why is it so important in fashion and beauty product. Is it because like the main audience of fashion and beauty product today is actually women? And also we did mention, the opposition clearly didn't listen to our case because we did mention how our side is actually caring about the marginalized community by promoting the words like I'm worth it, by promoting the words like a beauty has no limits. All this narrative is actually helping those marginalized communities to actually feel pretty in our case today. So hence we do not see like how the argument from the opposition in public support actually stand today. So moving on to do a worst case and best case scenario. So their best case today is like, let's just assume all women actually have self-validation. All women actually escape from this toxic beauty standards in their case. They are still having women that are suffering in toxic mindset all around the world. And they have not yet any justification coming up from there. But our side is actually, even if today, our worst case is even if today that the beauty product is actually favoritizing and pink washing this case, we are still raising awareness and hence we are helping the society and the women community. And for that, I end my speech. Thank you.
I thank the Gov Whip for that fine speech and invite the opposition whip to wrap up the substantive portion of this debate. Here.
Right. Am I audible? Can all of you see me?
Yes.
Right, cool. So my pronouns are she, her. I'll take my POIs verbally. Yeah, so pronoun she, her, use that if you were planning to refer to me in language, shape, or form. I'll now start my speech in 3, 2, 1. What both sides of this debate, what both sides are trying to achieve is to achieve a world that has gender equality because we're both advocating for feminism. However, their side, on their case, their methods of getting this feminism is ineffective compared to our case for reasons that I'll state later. And First of all, I would like to say a few rebuttals. They have stated that we are demonizing makeup, and first of all, that is entirely untrue. Because first of all, we're not demonizing makeup. We're only opposed the narrative of feminist movements within the makeup. We are not demonizing makeup itself. You're free to go and wear makeup for all I care. What we care is the narrative, the pushing of narrative of the feminism movement in here. Second of all, they have also stated what public support. Okay, fine. But here's the thing, right? It's untrue, because if they do this, right, you lose customers. Because here's the thing, right? If you are promoting like harsh reality, if you are promoting this like imperfect woman, will people still want to buy your products? And even if people still want to buy your products, like, okay, fine, that's the same as our case. People still want to buy our products, so we will still have public support on our side. So that is mutually exclusive. And I would like to summarize a quick their case first. They, on the worst case, they're promoting some unhealthy beauty standards, and in their bad case, they're trying to get rid of beauty standards, which is I would argue that we are trying to do the exact same thing here. And they have also stated that a lot of their arguments are based on what feminism, the core values of feminism. You can see this in their DPM speech. They can say like it will like links to empowerment. Okay, fine, whatever. Here's the thing: feminism is mutually exclusive. You have your feminism methods, I have mine. So that's mutually exclusive. So those arguments cannot be considered valid at all. Okay, there.
POI, please.
Okay, fine, accepted.
So can you justify how your feminism method in your side actually more effective than our side?
Okay, sure. On our side, because as you say that you as side government, you perpetrate toxic beauty standards, not because you're linking them. Because as my first speakers already stated, these marketing teams, they do not care about the core values of feminism. They're merely using this so-called feminism shielded as a marketing tool to gain customers. How is that feminism if you're only using this so-called feminism to attract customers? There are so much more better ways of achieving what we can do, such as our counterfactual. And so therefore our case reigns upon yours. And second of all, they also failed to make it decide how they would represent women. And again, I would like to say that doing this also diminishes the core values of feminism. As my first speakers already stated, diminish the core values of feminism because of this marketing. These do not care about feminism. They only care about the money. They are not taking feminism. They are not taking the core values, what feminism really stands for. They are ignoring all of that. They only care about feminism because it helps them with their own marketing scheme. So I do not see how the argument can be considered valid. And, okay, the side government is also pushing people to take makeup. They have stated many times that they are okay with people with like taking makeup as long they want it to be like they believe that it's a catalyst that say that like you can only be a strong and fierce woman if you like wear makeup. That's like exactly what they're saying. And okay. Also, I would like to say what my first secretary stated. Have you seen an imperfect woman on beauty standards? Because they are defending status quo. Status quo has like these like modern feminism movements, but like, okay, fine, whatever. Assuming your case works, is it effective? Because if you, for example, in our country, you rarely see the normalization of quote unquote imperfect woman. So therefore, this argument cannot be considered valid. So they fail to mechanicize. Okay, let's do a best case, worst case. On their side, their best case is that they are able to achieve feminism bypassing all the harms that our case has clearly outlined. They will achieve feminism, which is like, oh, cool and dandy. Okay, our worst case is that we still have feminism, and like, okay, worst case is that we have like some lingering beauty standards, bypassing all of our counterfactual, but it's okay because we still have feminism. This works because of our counterfactual given by my prime minister. that says that we would rather support feminism in other ways, such as supporting women's autonomy, fighting for equal rights. Because in this case, we will actually impact feminism more than their makeup scheme. Because by doing this, we can actually achieve real world impacts that can be utilized. And okay, one of the main clashes in this debate is the clash of beauty standards. We win this because the government pushes these unrealistic beauty standards. Okay, even if they can say that, like, yeah, whatever, but maybe there's like some quote unquote imperfect woman in there. Again, to reiterate my point, it's not even effective, because have you seen an imperfect woman in beauty standards? For example, in our country, the normalization of like imperfect woman is highly unlikely. It's not expected to see, right? And even if that's not the intention, the impact still persists. Second of all, the other main clash is that whether or not impose this feminism within beauty standards, whether or not it's good for us, good for the society. But this clash as outside opposition, because even if government claims to be so caring, it will not change the fact that these marketing teams don't care about the feminist values. They only care about their profits, which completely diminishes the whole feminist movement. At least on our side, we are able to achieve real-time benefits by pushing for equal rights. And even they don't care about feminist values. They only care about marketing. And even if you doing this makes people, you still do this when you make people think you need makeup to be beautiful, because contradicting your own points, because they have already stated this before, thus contradicting the very case thereafter they are portraying toxic beauty standards. And with such side-by-side opposition, because we can actually achieve real-world impacts. And with that, I rest my case. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for your speeches. I invite you guys to virtually cross-floor and shake hands. Great debate, everyone. So right now, I will be coming up with the verdict. Again, silent round, so no feedback until break announcements are
Hi,
done.
I'm sorry. What
Yeah.
about the reply speakers?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I totally forgot. For the reply speeches with the speaker order reverse, let's first hear from Op Reply here.
Okay, so let me time myself real quick. I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the whole point of our debate was to prove how, like, the feminist narratives in advertisements of fashion and beauty products are not beneficial. That's why we don't support it, which we have already proved really well in PM, DPM, and with that said that it will be include marketing, and the marketing will, like, they only care about marketing. That's why they won't focus on the actual feminist feminist narrative or the purpose, and it will diminish the, like, feminist objective in general. However, the opposition, which is trying to prove why they support the inclusion of feminist narratives in advertisements of fashion and beauty products, have actually ignored some stuff that DPM has said, which include, like, the fact that our DPM has said that makeup can be used as a creative media, which the WIP and the rest of the government team have ignored, because they keep thinking that we do not, like, we are, like, thinking of makeup as something like bad, demonizing makeup, which our WIP and DPM have already objected to. And there are the major clash, which is the clash of beauty standards. The WIP has already mentioned that by imperfect woman will not be represented that often. Our DPM has already also said that the imperfect woman will not be there in the makeup advertisements that often. My DPM has also mentioned that men will be excluded from the idea of wanting to even want to have makeup in general. And yeah, a little bit of weighing. Our worst case is that sure, we soft finish everything. The feminist still stays. There will be a little bit of kind of like objection left, but the feminism still stays, and the government's best case is still the same as our worst case. The fact that they won't be able to like promote and make people feel like bad about themselves because they are looking at other people saying that wow, this person is so perfect, but I can only be like as perfect if I was like her, which my PM has mentioned. And I think, yeah, with that, I rest my case. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I'll reply, and to finally conclude this round, inviting the Gov reply. Here.
Wait a minute, I'm still setting up. Sorry. Okay. Okay, starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Go. All right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. So today we believe that the opposition today, they are just living in a world full of rainbow and unicorns, right? They are all generalizing the case today. And today, we've talked to you about so much about the use of makeup, right? And they totally neglect the use of makeup as something that is still embracing the creativity and self-expression. We talked to you about like gothic makeup, gender-neutral makeup. And today we would like to say that the opposition has completely neglected that skincare products are included in today's case too. And we believe that today the opposition is being of what is the ultimate example of what a stereotypes against the types of beauty is like, right? So we'll also like to say that today, the opposition, they failed to talk about like how other methods can be utilized to empower women too. And they failed to prove that why do other methods matter so much as the marketing that we're talking about today. And also, we believe that the opposition, they today failed to characterize what actually contributes to toxic beauty standards and why is the government going to like working so hard to demolish these toxic beauty standards today. All right, so next, let us move on to the two main clashes. First of all, beauty standards, right? So the opposition, they say that like what women would think about like there's only one type of beauty, but we would like to say that today the opposition is completely ignoring the motion and the examples that are brought out by our side, right? So today, as the government, we talk to you about like how beauty has no limits, and we talk to you about like their slogans like beauty have no limits, and their slogans like I'm worth it, love your curves. So we also talk to you about like how there's a status quo is that femininity is something that is discriminated today, right? So in this case, in our case, we are actually the ones that support femininity and link it with feminism that we are trying to advocate through our marketing for the beauty products today, right? So, and also, we would like to clarify is that we're not just talking about like models today. We say advertisements can be on social media too, not just TV. And in social media like TikTok, you see all body types and races that are included in these advertisements. So today we believe that we have a wider audience and we can like promote this idea of feminism to a wider audience today. Right, and second is that public support, right? So the opposition today, they just accuse us about like not caring about other people. But in our case, we have already linked like the message in the ads to align with people who want gender equality, right? And today we also say that we care about these marginalized communities too by promoting makeup as something that embraces creativity and self-expression, right? And we say today, even if today the brands are caring about the profits only, it actually acts as an incentive for the brands to advocate for this feminism, right? And also, the opposition has failed to answer us as to why it's using it as a marketing tool, something that is so bad, because we don't see anything bad about it. And also, we see that it actually creates a positive cycle for brands to advocate and people to support. So it is a win-win situation for both the people and also the brands, right? All right, so the opposition today, they also failed to talk about why it's so bad for women to use makeup. And even if today women do just rely on makeup, the message from the government is still given out today. But in opposition's world, the same thing. But today, in opposition's world, there is no additional method to enhance the advocacy for feminism today. So today, the judge, if you support a world where toxic beauty standards are actively demolished by the brands itself, please vote for Team Government. And that's all for my speech. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much to all speakers for your very fine speeches. I invite you guys to virtually cross-point and shake hands. Again, this is the 7th round, so I will not be giving feedback until after big announcements are done. You can text me anywhere. I'm happy to answer any questions. In the meantime, just head back to the main hall, relax for a bit, and best of luck for break announcements. Thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank
for the
you.
debate. Thank you.
Take
Bye
care.
bye. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Josh.
Thank you too.
Bye.